Hello everybody, Alexander Nunn here again, and here you have it, Risk in Minecraft. That's right, I've been hinting at that a little bit in my past few videos, but I figured I'd release it now. That's funny, I just actually noticed this. The blue tower is a little bit shorter than the other ones. I'll fix that. But, yeah, so, you'd start, you go over here, and you have to be, this isn't snapshot, otherwise the dice wouldn't work. But so we got stupid. Okay. Well, when you went from certain snapshot, I don't know, like they changed the sign or something, because this used to look decent. Now it's certainly messed up. Yeah. So anyway, Parker Brothers Risk, which is now a division of Hasbro anyway, by IceDog917 and Alexander Dunn. There was an Einstein at one point in time. IceDog didn't really make the map, but he's the primary tester and had a lot of the ideas for it. So, I guess we'll give him that. I was just putting the finishing touches on it, actually, so I had some help from him with that. Anyway, first thing you do is you gotta choose a number of players. So, IceDog and I will be playing this at some point in time, fairly soon. But say because we'll be 2 players. So they're gonna put us in here. Now obviously we're gonna have to be both players. So one person steps in here, and the other person would go over here. Now I have to make this wood, and we can turn down our render distance a little bit too. But since we're not using Optifine anymore, but okay, so that's wood. Now we can, oops, because it's an AND gate. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Good boy. So now it would give the person who is in the red spot red wool, and the person in the blue spot blue wool. But just the way command blocks work, it's a target selector at P, which basically targets the nearest player. So since there's no other players, I'm the nearest player in both instances, and so therefore it is going to give both the wool to me. Trust me, this would work at any other point in time. So the 40 wool, that's what you start with. And the next thing, you come over here, and you each take turns pushing the button. This would say take turns W. Where would the W be? Well, I don't know. You take turns pushing in the buttons to distribute teams. So I push... Huh? Okay. It emptied itself. Well, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. I put them in there at one point in time. I don't know where they are now. But that will definitely be fixed before we play, because you have to distribute the countries. Oh boy. Alright. Are they still in this one? Because I literally put them in there 5 minutes. Okay. I literally put the things in there 5 minutes ago, and if they're not there right now, then that would be a bit of a problem. Anyway. So then each person, so say we were playing red and blue. So you'd come up here and you can survey the board, and you would put your armies in the chests, and you kinda, it's not really as good, but say I wanted to, because I mean a lot of people have the strategy of putting, if they have any countries in Australia, they put all their armies in and take over the whole continent, because if you just have a huge blockade here or in Siam, no one can come in unless they get through the blockade. So it's the most fortified country, really. My strategy always used to be to take North America, but really it's fairly hard to hold on to a continent. Asia's the worst, because you can get into any of these three, from Ukraine, from Egypt, and up in Kamchatka, so. And Europe's just... But enough with the strategy talk. One would put their stuff, say, in Eastern Australia. Now, obviously, you'd have to be in creative mode. You would generally be in creative modes, so you can kind of fly around. I mean, you get your 40 wool. That's mainly just so you know how much you have to distribute, but anyway, you have to put one in each country, and then you claim it with more wool. So you can go on your pillar. I guess you could probably fly around as well, but the 40 wool, I guess if you're just playing on, or you like, we're playing with a bunch of people who you don't really trust, and you really want to make sure that they can't cheat. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, it's pretty easy to cheat the game, but I mean, it's not automatic. It's kind of like in the real life. Sure, you can only take out one if you're supposed to take out two, or whatever. There's a lot of things you can do to cheat, but I mean, you gotta trust each other. Alright, so here, this is the dice system. I think it's pretty cool because each of these command blocks has an NBT tag. So, if I push this out of the dispenser, it's actually going to dispense the command block, which then gets powered. Now that changes this one. So this is a 2 right now, a 1 and a 5, and the 2 will stay the same, and the 1 and the 5. So now it's a 2, 3, and a 5, and that's, sometimes it stays the same, I guess, because there's that chance. And then there's the 2 white dice. I mean, if you only have to roll one, because the most number of dice that can be rolled at the same time, so that's a 3 and a 6. The most number of dice that can be rolled at one time is 5. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have to get rid of a dice, just figure out how many dice you have to shake, and if you have to shake 3 dice, your opponent can only shake 2, so they get the white. It's not that hard to figure out. You push this button, that resets the dice. Now, obviously, the dice up here stay the same until they're changed, so we got 2, 3, 5. If we go bang, bang, and bang, they might not... Alright, so here we got 2, 1, and 3. Is there something wrong with this 2? Okay, so now it's a 1. Yeah, sometimes they don't all change. That doesn't mean it's broken, that just means they somehow manage to randomly land the same thing. And basically the way that's working is each one of those command blocks is running a clone command that clones one of the templates into one of the 3 spaces. So obviously the first button corresponds to the first dice, the second one, and the third one. So I think that's kind of cool. That is by far the thing that took the most time, which is kind of funny because, I mean, You wouldn't think it's that hard to make a dice, but boy, is it hard. So then there's another thing, or the one more thing, actually, is that after you've conquered a country, you get a risk card. So you push the dispenser. So we got an infantry and a soldier. Ah, stop. Bad. Ugh. That's actually... There's, like, really annoying, like... And I just destroyed a command block. There's a lot of things that I'll have to fix before I release this. But for the most part, it's working order. And so, yeah, I got an infantry, foot soldier, so I got a cavalry now. And I got a wild card, so that's good. So, now, it's either 3 of a kind, so if I got 3 infantry, that would be, I can turn in cards. If I had 3 cavalry or 3 artillery, and then there's also, you can get 1 of each. So here I have an infantry, a cavalry, and a wild card. So that wild card would be like an artillery. You have to turn in cards if you have 5 cards. That's like a rule, because if you have 5 cards, that means you have to have a pair. Because the only way you couldn't have a pair with 4 cards is if you had 2 infantry and 2 cavalry, or 2 cavalry and 2 artillery, or 2 infantry and 2 artillery. At that point, the next card you get, whether it's infantry, cavalry, or artillery, will guarantee that you have 3 of a kind. So yeah, that's just kind of a rule. Let me go back into creative real quick. But that's just kind of a rule for risk. I'm not sure if that's an actual rule or just something that I've always played, but I'm pretty sure that's an actual rule. Let me think. Excuse me. Felt that coming. But, yeah. After you turn in cards, you get an additional number of armies that you can put anywhere in addition to the armies that you get at the beginning of your turn, which is in the risk rules. If you need to clarify that, basically the number of countries you have divided by 3 is how many armies you get at the beginning of your turn. So if you have 18 countries, you get 6 armies. Come on, can I fly, please? Do I really have to turn my render distance down to fly up in the air to turn it back up again? Come on, buddy. There we go. Good boy. Alright, but anyway, as I was saying, it's that divided by 5, plus, if you control every army in a continent, or every country in a continent at the beginning of your turn, continents are obviously different colors, you get additional armies. So it's 5 for North America, South America is 2, Africa is 3, Europe is 3, I believe. Wait. Yeah, Europe's 3, Asia is 7, and Australia is 2. And the way you figure it is and I don't have them written down. I'll probably put that on a sign. The way you figure it is countries divided by 2. So North America has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 or 4, they round it up. South America's got 4. Africa has 6. Madagascar, there's a country. And that's 3. Europe also with 7, which is, I guess they rounded down there to get 3. Asia has 14, 13, 15, something like that. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, that's strange. Anyway. Yeah, I know I didn't skip any, but yeah. So again, we are in snapshot mode. Otherwise, everything should work except the dice, I believe. So I suppose you could like put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into a dispenser and push the button, but really that's not as fun as actually having some dice. So yeah, everybody, thank you for watching. Ice Dog and I will be playing this. It won't get released to the public because it's Risk in Minecraft, and it's basically as close as possible to the actual game. And so I'm not really sure what Hasbro would think about that. So before I can release to the public, I have to get things sorted out. As it stands right now, I built it, so I would think I would be able to use it. I do own the game, so can't really get mad at me for that. I bought the game and I rebuilt it for my own personal gain. And so, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and maybe learned something about dice or player selection or whatnot. It really wasn't that hard to build, I would say. And I hope that Ice Dog and I can play that soon, and because I think that would be pretty fun, actually, to play Risk in Minecraft. But anyway, thank you all for watching. This is Alexandrin Don, signing off.